I'm out. Yeah, Dusty, if you missed it, you'll have a week of downtime.
Oh.
Right at the start of the session. And a week is 7 days in this setting. Sorry to say that.
It seems like I can't change his proficiency modifier without giving him a class.
Just give him a blank class.
Yeah.
Oh, it turns out I can do that. I didn't. Never mind. Problem solved.
There you go. He's a homunculus.
Class at level 12. Coolio. Look, he can make. Whoops.
No.
He can make con saves with proficiency.
Cobalt, change your icon.
Yes. Ah, shoot. I actually did forget this time.
So was the whole thing with the abalone just like the bonus scene on the disc? The whole party.
That's the climax right there.
Alright, we're done? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like season 2 was about Ractal.
This is actually
Season 2 was supposed to be a Ractal cache, and then we just have like this blooper scene at the end with mimics and a abalone.
Yeah, something like that.
This is actually
That's the
session
wind
0,
down
right?
scene.
No, this one is session 0 for next campaign.
Ah, gotcha. Understood.
It's like it was that end with the whole kick with the whole abalone was like it's that classic anime thing where there's a huge battle and everything, and like the next episode or so is like the cool down episode before the next big arc.
How can I affect my saves? Because Gar has a +2 to con, but he has a +4 to con saving throws plus proficiency. So how do I edit that?
What's he supposed to have?
+4 plus proficiency. But I don't see a way I can edit the saves.
Let me see.
Yes.
Muscles. Either refill the cup of water or push water everywhere and try to leave the house. Because, yeah, the muscles are
I swear, you used to be able to go into there and edit a lot more of the stuff right in there.
I mean, you can edit a lot, just not that, apparently.
Okay, what's going on here?
How do I edit my saving throws?
Okay, so what are your saving throw bonuses?
So, Gar has a +2 to Constitution, but it says his saving throws are +4 con plus proficiency. So I need to add an additional +2.
One sec. Okay, hold down control, hover over the saving throw field, and scroll your mouse wheel.
I forgot about that.
Interesting. Okay, that's pretty neat, honestly.
There are so many little things about this game that they don't tell you about.
Like, how would you figure that out?
got a huge
I
wiki with all of these little tricks and such on them. But yeah.
Okay, how do you do that again? I'm gonna write those notes down.
Control and mouse wheel.
What have I missed?
Not much. We're still starting up. Ooh. No
Yeah, I
nat
didn't-
20s
Alright,
and a 1 already. That's not good.
Hold on, I didn't add my proficiency. There we go.
Twitch is a dumb animal sometimes, isn't it, Sim?
What music is
kinda.
going on?
This music is a remix of one of the gym leader battle theme from Pokemon Sword
Yes,
and Shield.
I recognize it, and it's pretty cool. I like it.
I'm hearing Gopnik music.
Also, when does the next season of Stream Raiders come out?
It's usually about a week.
Yeah, that's Gopnik music.
Word of our community's acclaim spreads. Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Echoes of Eberron Dungeons and Dragons. So we are officially starting Season 3 today. We had a little bit of a mix-up, and technically we're in Season 2 for a while. But I'll turn it
We're
over to
always in Season 2. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, there was no Season 1, that's it. That's what we decided.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
there was no season. I mean, we've been in Season 2 for a while. Ignore the Season 1. Ignore it.
Sure.
It's not
Anyways, I will turn it over to Dova for a recap of everything.
real. Give me 1 second. I gotta close my door. 'Cause I'm a nerd. Okay, so I mean, how far back you think I gotta go? Oh shit!
Play Season 2.
Breaking shit. All right,
Preferably
so,
a little bit of Season 1 area.
all right. So, at the I'm trying to remember back now. So, Season 1 ended with
A gleaming
the party fighting the Good Baron, a man who Sinel had faced before, and who had been chasing the party around, out to get Sinel, as he'd been possibly the last witness of his prior crimes, and the one person who knew enough to do something about it. After ending that, they gained the property which they now own, the rather pleasant villa, which through a little bit of research could be accessed through basically anywhere large enough to draw a sizable doorway on. After that, my mind's kind of blanking that far back. After that, you guys, I believe you had another run-in with. Oh no, that was even before.
So the things that happened before.
You
everything-
lost Blue.
We lost Blue on our way to the other side of the Mournlands through teleportation gate to find the person who had been hunting down Sinel. And after beating him, we managed to get the orb, which puts our mansion into its own pocket dimension.
You got better memory than I do.
Then after a little while after that,
You have a lot of things to think about. Dova.
after setting things up, we followed Dusty's intuition on going back to his hometown to find that his temple had been ransacked by Sigma and his forces, and the creature that was imprisoned within, Ractal Cash, or a avatar of Ractal Cash at least, was released.
My hatred and fury are bound.
Absolutely correct. I completely forgot at the time. Or right now, rather. I got real short-term memory, you gotta understand. Not too much fits inside the burn brain, you know?
Yep.
After that, I do remember that you guys
Okay.
had gone off and went to retrieve a very rare, very succulent ingredient known as a crushed blue abalone, which after fighting a aboleth in its lair, had managed to pry it free from the tower after literally taking a lake and splitting the waters. Rapidly
Very dramatic
transitioned-
music.
Yeah,
I know. How
rapidly
fitting, honestly.
transitioned to starting to head back to Sharn to actually prepare the dish for a large banquet that Yark had been invited to oversee and cook for, when in a cold, snowy pass, you were met by Raktulkesh himself, adopting a much smaller form. In what you guys learned was a direct challenge from Dusty. Nearly dying in the fight, you managed to kill it. Unfortunately, due to Zerth not explicitly following the Fury's instructions, had the power of the Fury stripped from him and nearly died until offering his services to someone in the party who had recently absorbed that little aspect of Raktulkesh's mote of divine power. Rosalind, who, after a little bit of strange coincidences, is now Zerth's patron deity of sorts. Still not quite sure exactly how that works, as trying to summon him or summon an ally seems to only summon himself. In addition, there's some side effects with this sort of power that seem to be slowly manifesting in the form of a small magical parasite lodged between Rosalind's shoulder blades. Still, things could be much, much worse. As Sigma made at least a little bit clear at his arrival during the banquet itself. The banquet, which was going surprisingly well in the sort of very high up, almost heavenly banquet hall in Sharn. The courses had basically finished. The dessert course still being worked on when a avatar of Sigma arrived. Nothing more than a puppet that simply walked in, wondered why it wasn't invited, which it turns out he was. Yark, you did have an invitation. I don't believe you actually tried to send it, though.
No, but I told him it was lost in the mail.
Mm-hmm. Regardless, taking out a little bit of stress and anguish against you all for ruining a handful of his plans, he cast a rather powerful mass suggestion, which caused a frenzied riot among the patrons, who you all fought off, as well as the handful of mimics which had interspersed themselves with the banquet hall's furniture. However, before fireballing his remote-controlled minion through a set of through the very strained yet well-mannered conversation, you learned that his next plan, he hasn't shared with you exactly how it's going to happen, but he shared that the end result is going to be nothing short of complete annihilation. Of how much? You don't know. But when he says that he wishes to wipe the slate clean, one can only assume he means quite a bit. Regardless, Yark, you find yourself in a bit of bliss after a rather prominent critic has left essentially what is 5 Michelin stars. 5.5, actually. As you all are currently recovering from the food fight slash ballroom blitz. Sinel, I believe you were heading off to the bar to have some drinks and have some nice, warm cups of noodles. Zerth, trying to remember exactly where you were heading off.
I am back at home with coffee.
There you go, just relaxing in the house. Dusty.
I return. Is it my turn?
Sorry?
I take it it's my turn for downtime things.
Sort of. We're just figuring where we all left off last session. As I think last session I was a bit burnt out at the end, and I did miss a few details. But I think it would be safe to say that you all are trying to relax at least a little bit. If you want, we can pick up on the next day where we can sort of get into what you guys will be doing in this sort of lull in activity.
I know exactly what I'm going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty's trying to find less self-destructive ways of handling his emotions.
Okay. Do you have any specific way that you'd like to go about doing that?
He might try singing, but by himself.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a performance check to see how well you do at least. And then give me a wisdom check. Oh. I lost connection for a sec. We're good. Where are you doing the singing, by the way?
Probably the basement. Nobody goes to the basement.
All right. Every so often while you're down there, you get the faint sensation of being watched, but that sort of disappears for most of the time.
Well, we do have our house ghost.
That's true. The maid who is currently a ghost.
But
the basement
maybe
first
Dusty didn't
place.
think about that part.
No,
She seems
I'm
to
aware.
be
She just,
leaving him alone.
yeah, she seems to like be impartial, and would probably, I don't know, not help me if I tore myself apart again.
That's a fair assumption. But yeah, you're not really good at writing songs, at least, but you do know a few that you can kind of pour your heart into, and I mean, you give a pretty decent performance, you think. You know, it's kind of hard to judge because of all the weird resonances in the bones in your jaw that go like right up to your ear and stuff like that. But you feel like you're doing pretty well. You feel confident in it, and as you sit back and kind of reflect after pouring your heart into it, you do feel better. You do feel that sort of evil, like acidic feeling in the back of your head. That same lingering stress, but it does seem to fade away. At the moment, you wouldn't really feel those same destructive urges that you felt before.
Really have to talk to him at some point. Maybe. Tomorrow. Maybe.
Dove, I finished my homework.
Yeah?
And, just like normal school, I finish it by partially doing it before class and partially doing it during class.
I can tell that. Well, there we go. We finally have a proper character sheet for Gar. By the way, you guys would have definitely had at least a long rest. Is there anything else that you would like to be doing, Dusty?
Probably not.
All right.
other than constantly consider talking to them about or talking to his parents about feelings, but then thinking, all right, but who can I, impartial person can I talk to that
Okay.
will not tell
Yark is pretty dang
anyone
impartial.
else,
Hmm.
and but would actually listen to me?
Okay. I'd say. Let me think of one person.
Hmm.
The ghost.
Fair enough. The one that will probably ask me eventually, just talk. Stop singing in my room. This is like a reverse banshee situation.
As
Like-
I'd say, as the week goes on, you'd sense that feeling of being watched a little bit more often. You can clearly tell that she's listening in from somewhere, but she's not making herself known, and she's not really doing. She's leaving you alone, but just kind of listening in. You can tell.
That's almost good enough. I don't have to do anything more. I can just leave my feelings as.
Dad has not found the plum.
All
Should
right.
go back to plumbing quest.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow, try to locate someone.
Do you mute yourself real quick? There you go. Thank you. All right.
A chair goes flying from the balcony on the second floor.
Yeah. You breaking shit?
Yep, I'm breaking shit.
How much and what sorts of shit are you breaking?
It's an old chair that I've kicked on the way into the room, and the leg just like fell as I went to sit on it. So I picked it up, smashed it against the wall, and then threw it out the balcony.
Yeah, that seems about right.
And if Surf goes to stop me, I'll throw him into the pool from the second floor.
I'm gonna let her rage. She seems like she has something on her mind. I'm just gonna slowly close the door.
When do I not? When am I not in persistent rage?
So now I'm getting visions of, Star Wars where Kylo Ren is raging in a room. The stormtroopers come around the corner, hear it, and then just turn around and walk away.
So after a flurry of, it's almost like a resonance cascade of rage that eventually, as it peters out, you see in front of you like the crumbled remnants of a large vase, as well as a kind of a rundown dresser that was in the room prior. And kind of you hear the faint voice of the maid behind you just kind of say, there's probably less expensive ways of dealing with rage like this.
Less fun ways, though.
I suppose so.
They don't
And I
look a
don't
question.
suppose you'll have a good way of fixing that now, do you?
I'll replace it. Or I'll get Surf to fix it.
This is why I have mending.
Yes, this is why you have mending.
It's not healthy, I'm no mind reader, but I think something else is wrong. Is it the divinity thing?
I'm more confused than anything about it. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? I'm... What? Some kind of authority figure to Zerf, other than just being his wife? Like,
Yeah, that's enough power over one man.
I never asked... I never asked for it, but at the same time, like, the Fury is now gone and ticked me off so much that I will use whatever little power this gives me to go after them.
What says you have to be an authority figure to him? I see it as a partnership. But I guess I can see where you're coming from.
But yeah, it's a case of before I couldn't give two shits about how people see me, and now it's like, do I need to behave? Do I need to mind my P's and Q's? Like, you know, how does one be godly?
In all the books I've read, I've never heard about somebody ascending to godhood. I don't think anybody has. So you might be the first. If not godhood, then something else, and you don't have to worry about that.
I suppose.
I'd say don't sweat it. There's nothing... I suppose no sort of worship holding you up now, is there? You seem to be going just fine without throngs of crowds prostrating themselves before you. At least
I
for
suppose
now.
I
Who
don't
knows how
need
this
all of
works?
that. Yeah. At least I don't feel like I need all of that. I won't lie. It's not like it's not tempting, but like, what could I offer in order to get that? That's the thing that goes through my mind. It's not like I used to despise magic, and I wasn't a very religious person. Like, I don't know how to give blessings or whatnot. Hell, I barely know how Surf even gets his powers from me.
Well, if it's working without your input, I don't think there's much to think about. Regardless, finish what you're doing and please stay away from the structural members. Well, we
Sure.
can replace the panels and the furniture. Having the entire front cave in is not something that can be fixed quite so easily. I wish you the best. And she kind of fades back into the shadows, and you feel that sensation of being watched over your shoulder disappear.
Hey, Surf,
Yes, hon?
I want an arena out front.
Yes, dear.
Right away, sweetie. Yes, I'm building an arena. I know what I'm doing now.
There you go.
Man, good thing I had this whole week ahead of me that I had no idea what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Look, as a married man, this is real life. This is acceptable. I'm used to this.
All right. So,
Harry
how
Gator.
how fancy and how big would you like this arena to be?
I would say as big as possible.
Okay. There's a fair bit of real estate that's just not really occupied by anything on the floating island. Maybe in one of the fields, you just kind of ring around it with a bunch of upturned wooden pylons.
I'll make sure I'll ask the were tiger. Forget what his name is. That he's not using it for any crops or anything.
What is his name?
I mean, we only have a dozen sheep and some chickens so far. It's not like we need 4 different fields for them.
True. Oh my gosh, it's in a different notebook. I could have swore I had it written down right here, but
I ask the important questions.
you do, for real.
I don't think I wrote his name down either.
I remember it's kind of funky.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have to take a break soon because I gotta use the bathroom.
That was fast.
I drank a lot. Sorry. All right.
7 years left.
The DM had to keep himself hydrated.
No, you have to. You really have to keep yourself hydrated.
Zim, where's your hydrate bot? Oh, he's not here.
I would
I
say-
don't have one because I already hydrate more than enough.
I don't know what water is.
I swear half of my budget goes to drinks. But half my food budget goes to drinks, and they're not the, soda. They're V8 and various fruit juices and such,
There you go. That's the right way to go. That's
I've
the
been able
healthy
to-
way to go.
I've been able to cut out soda, but I still have to subsist on these. It's called ice water, but it's not actually like ice water. It's sparkling ice.
I know which one you're talking about.
It's like a 0 sugar.
Yeah,
Water,
sparkling
that's-
water
Yeah,
flavored.
thank you. It's so good.
It's okay. I can't stand the fake sugar taste.
See, I don't mind it as much as like when I get Splenda or something in a drink.
I got a very sensitive taste, so I can. It's just overpowering for me. But I would say while he's building the arena, he'll probably be training and getting the mimic out of the shell.
All right.
Hey, Dove, I know the first thing I'm doing.
Arian Scotsfelt. That's his name.
Catsfelt?
Scotsfelt. Ooh, ah. I knew I had it written down. I found it. My various papers.
You mean leaves, right?
Correct. Something like that.
That's why they rustle so much, because they're just dried leaves.
That would make sense. All right.
I know what the first thing I'm doing, Dova.
You would find Irian taking care or sort of urging some of the goats into one of the large fenced-in sections of a hillside. He kind of sees you coming and finishes up real quick before kind of turning towards you, wiping his brow. Anything I could help you with?
You know anything about construction and battle arenas?
I know quite a bit about the first, not much about the second, although I could probably figure things out.
Awesome. That's more than I know. I know more about the second end.
Mm-hmm. You seem very confident that this is a one-man job. How big of an arena? I'm scared to ask.
He grins extra wide. Big enough for the missus.
I would like a number, because that's very subjective.
Let's see. Probably like, I think like an acre.
An acre is really big.
An acre is fairly large.
How big can we do it within a week?
A week. It's a.
You could probably
you know,
hire.
I don't think it's going to be very large at all for a week. I mean, I suppose we could do something very simple, but I'm assuming you would like seating arrangements, a rather sturdy wall. I mean, we could
Sturdy.
set up a rather large fence and maybe a 2 towers for viewing.
Ooh, I like the way you think, my friend.
It's going to be a busy
You
week.
know,
He says with the all
You-
might of my father who just ruined his week just got taken away from him. Yep, we're gonna do some building and bonding together.
Oh, good Lord.
He clamps him on the back. Come on, my son. We have some frolicking and wood building to do.
I am not your son. I just work here.
oh yeah, you're not Dusty.
Puts his arm
Nor
around
one of
him
my
and says,
adopted
"That
children.
hasn't stopped anyone.
Yep.
And that never stopped me."
That doesn't stop me. Your last name is Cayman, and let me regale you about my great grandfather.
He reluctantly kind of listens to everything, but he kind of focuses on actually building.
It's one of those long-winded
small
old man
arena.
speeches.
He sighs in a way that sounds like a man who just had his week taken away from him.
Yeah, and plans. Give me an insight check with disadvantage.
I was wondering, did you two ever consider like maybe hiring more people on?
No.
That would involve having to have something with a steady stream of income.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Let me roll that again.
Also, we'd have to find.
It already dropped 14.
Oh,
we'd
did
have
it?
to-
Okay.
We'd have to find someone with a unique quirk. Like we already have a ghost and a werecat. What?
Oh, hey.
Like, can we find a vampire guy or something?
What a
that we
god's
can
Hey,
work?
Or
Yark, yark, yark,
I'm
yark, yark.
listening.
How about we use your newfound fame to open up a restaurant? You don't need
Yeah.
to actually. You don't need to run it. You just need to pick the staff.
And the
So-
menu and all that. But yeah, definitely.
So during the whole week of construction, you can tell that he's really disappointed about losing out on his free time. Not quite sure as to what, as his eyes keep glancing back towards the house every so often. Kind of giving a wistful sigh, but you can't quite figure out
Wait a second.
why. What?
Is he dating our ghost maid?
That's a mighty reach there.
My boy!
What would a half ghost, half werecat look like?
Questions I do not
What?
need to be kept up at night.
All right, one. We're gonna take that quick break now. 2,
Hey.
Yark, you are up next. In a
Okay.
bit.
Hey,
Give me a
cool.
sec.
Hey, Sim, hit Yark with the anti-horny bag.
Let's not talk about that kind of thing, please.
My question was pure.
No, it wasn't.
Absolutely.
sorry, Ark, you are a kobold, and that has certain stipulations to it.
Are you implying kobolds are never pure? Because that might actually be true.
I will repeat, you are a kobold that has some stipulations to it.
Quick, Moldova's gone. Derail the campaign. Alright, I'm opening up a pet shop.
Oh no, Dusty is being sold now.
Hey, Dusty, come here. I want to see how far I can yeet you out of the island.
If only there was
I'm
some
up
great
to this
universe.
challenge.
If only there was some great wise universe to tell us that was a bad idea.
Well, nothing for it.
I'll bring the popcorn.
Because it's like we learned you can't fall off. Well, you can fall off this island, but you just get put back on the island. So I want to see how far I can yeet him.
Ooh, maybe if you throw him hard enough, then when he comes back, he'll still be flying in that direction, so he falls off the island again.
Oh.
I've actually figured out what I could do with my week as well.
Really?
Well, I mean,
All right, I return.
welcome back, Dova.
Hi.
Totally nothing untoward happened while you were gone.
Perfect. I expect you all were very courteous and weren't raising really weird conspiracies. All right.
I have been
course not.
sold.
Shipping not allowed.
But by the way, we usurped your throne, and now Sidil is the DM.
Oh shit.
I am.
No, I'm kidding.
All right.
I
There
was
you go.
unaware
Name
of
me
this.
DM again.
Hold on. When did
Are we having another Moriarty situation?
When did we reach the donation goal?
Yes,
At the start of the
Toshime, thank you again. I
Hey!
completely spaced
Hey!
it. Toshime, thank you for completing the donation goal. Yeah. Toshime says they're on a boat.
Nice.
We're on a boat, I guess.
Thank you, Chochime.
Well, heck yeah. All right, so. Up right now is Yark. As Yark,
I have something I gotta do, Dova.
correct. Did you stay in Sharn on the
Yes,
first night? All
I
right.
did.
So,
If only because I collapsed from tired and didn't have the energy to go anywhere.
correct. You get awoken. I assume like in the kitchen like dormitories. Like,
No,
there's
just
some.
in the kitchen.
Okay.
I
You
fell
get
asleep there.
you get awoken by a familiar face, although looking a little bit haggard and a bit greasy. Your sous chef, Antoine Forger, who
I was about to say, did he get a name last time?
he did. He's always had a name. Come on now.
Of course. Silly me. I've known it all along.
Mm-hmm. As he kind of gives you a little slap on the face, he says,
Gentle
Morning.
slap. Gentle s-
"Morning,
good
chef.
morning.
You kind of fell asleep on the fruit board. You feeling a little bit sticky? That's probably why."
Always. And
Hmm.
he does a salute even though it doesn't fit the setting at all.
Right. You might want to see this as he kind of reaches out towards you with a folded up piece of paper in his hand. And you recognize it's a fairly thick bundle, and you recognize it as a newspaper.
Nice. I open it up.
First page, nothing. You see that a large airship has been sighted north of the city. And then there's a little magical picture of it. You know exactly the shape of it.
Yeah. I hit flip over. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
There's a murder last night in one of the high. Yep, that. Oh hey, it's a review of the banquet.
We made third page?
Third page.
What an honor.
The review goes as follows, paraphrased, of course. Food was excellent. Atmosphere could use some help, but the entertainment of the full-out, frantic brawl at the end certainly added a certain spice to the to the dinner service that other places simply couldn't provide.
A dinner brawl.
You know what's funny?
Yes, that was intended.
What?
Honestly, my original intention was to try to integrate the idea that I'm also an adventurer as well as a cook. And I
You were
think
planning a
this
brawl
might have
all
been
along.
the best possible way to do that, and I had no control over it.
So,
How else would you? What else makes you feel like an adventurer other than fighting surprising mimics?
the review, that's basically what the review, and it goes on to list sort of the courses and do an individual critique of each course, including exactly what you were expecting, which was the fish was a little bit too dry, tiny amount, but the rest of it made up for it. Especially the shining crown jewel of the meal being the live carving of the abalone,
Nice.
which tasted interesting. While the author notes that one cannot do much for raw taste in such a situation, but the presentation and freshness made up for it.
I really hope he was able to keep the little abalone, the little shell charm that I made.
He did note that he lost it while blocking a wild haymaker from a rather jacked dwarven man.
Darn. Well, I guess if you're gonna lose in any way.
Mm-hmm. But and Antoine, just kind of watching your reaction, kind of slowly nodding, his eyes fairly tired.
I yawn and say, "That was amazing. It's honestly almost exactly what I went for. Strangely enough."
Mm. Sure, you did.
Hey,
The
rule one of being a chef: if you get complimented, say you did it on purpose.
I kind of heard exactly what went down with the whole mass suggestion thing. You don't have to try to fool me. Anyways, the he reaches into his one of his pockets in his white jacket and pulls out a small paper wrapped parcel. Just received this morning from the house.
I cut the twine with my claw and open it up.
All right. There's a small little item. Not. You have a house signet ring already,
Mhm.
but this one indicates you as a full-fledged member of the house. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Kobold squealy noises.
Also, reading one of the two pieces of folded paper, one of which appearing much heavier and more official than the other, with a watermark and everything. It's got House Civis holographic seal and everything, but it's a deed.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's a deed for an inn / tavern. It's zoned as an overnight house, which you know for a fact usually means a tavern.
It sounds more official that way, though.
Mm-hmm. The name on the tavern says Canahan's. Canahan's Traveler's Tavern. And it's located in Tavik's Gate. Right above. That is right where all the adventuring traffic is.
Ah, that's so exciting!
The second piece.
Yeah. Leaf rustles.
Sorry. The second leaf of paper. Get it? Is fairly short, and it's from a Mr. O'Hara de Galanda, which the D means he's fairly far up in the chain. Simply saying, we at House Galanda are pleased with the performance of a young chef like yourself. Attached, you'll find the deed to one of the inns in our possession that was gathering some dust. I'm sure that you'll have the funds available to bring it back up to spec and generate some well-deserved income. You'll find that the property is paid for in full and is now in your name. Best of luck, O'Hara de Galanda.
He's standing on the fruit cutting board, like is you know how dogs do that thing where they tippy tap their front paws when they're excited?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that, but like with his legs while reading the paper. This is so exciting. Hey, as my faithful sous chef and best friend for so many years, name.
Okay.
Antoine.
Would you wait? Dova, do I know if this thing's already stocked? So I was gonna have him be the cook.
It says it's been gathering dust, so it's probably at some point been foreclosed.
Okay, I'll say, would you do me the honor of being my head chef?
I've got a fairly good deal here. A fairly good gig, rather.
All right, well
Are
maybe
you going to be paying? I will accept on one condition, because I do have kids that I got to take care of. They pay me competitive rates.
Well, I was Dova, do I know how much that is?
Factored into the profit that you'd expect to make, not too much. It's, I mean, for his experience, well worth it.
How much is it? I ask him, I guess.
I'm not going to get into economics here. It's a sizable amount, but for his experience, well worth it.
Is it less than 683 Galifars?
All right, let me
I'm just
give me a
asking
sec.
if I'll be able to. I'm just asking if I'll actually be able to afford it, man.
You should be able to afford it, yeah.
Okay, cool. I tell him yes. Let's do it. The universe is telling me that I should be able to afford it, so why not?
All right.
How meta.
I mean, I have a plan that could help you out with that, but it's got to get round to me.
I would say per day about 15 Galifars.
That's not bad.
No.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I'll give him 30 right now to help cover for the transfer fee, the transfer time.
All right. He doesn't even count it. He kind of weighs it out, gives a smile, and reaches out to shake your hand.
I shake his hand happily.
All right.
We're both still like covered in food residue, you know.
Where's the new place, by the way?
I look at the deed.
It is in Tavik's Landing. Give you a
Tavik's
second.
Landing. Oh yeah, the maps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it middle, lower, or upper?
I believe it would be Middle Charn.
I found it myself.
Just Tavik's Market. There's
Gosh, you sure did, Kobold.
Well, there's Tavik's Market, but you said Tavik's Gate? Or Tavik's
So-
Landing?
actually, it would not be that. It would be actually. I'm dumb.
Actually,
Oh, bird.
Actually.
It was the wrong leaf.
So all right. So Tavik's Landing. That's the whole like district. In reality, it would be Death's Gate.
okay.
Death's Gate?
Yeah.
Adam.
Death's Gate. Yeah, it's in Middle Tavik's Landing.
Death's Gate.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
my bad. You're the tavern you now own is located at the center, at the edge of hell.
What fine print? No wonder
Silly
they were
yark.
leaving it to collect dust.
No wonder it's been abandoned.
Silly Yark, that's Hell's Gate, not Death's Gate.
Oh, my bad. You're right.
Mhm.
And it's in the middle of London.
Oh,
Haha.
not London.
British jokes.
Hellgate, London.
More like Londum, am I right, fellas?
Whoa,
Fellow
settle down.
Americans.
Settle down there. Fucking settle down. Like, only I get to mock my own country, bitch.
Slello, my Slello Americans.
This post brought to you by America Gang.
All right, so yeah, if you choose to go there, you find you kind of look at the picture you were given. It has like a picture of the address and of the actual inn from the street side. You're like holding the picture up, and it looks pristine on the picture, and then you like drop it down, and then it's just looks dusty. It looks beat down. Somebody at some point broke in through one of the upper windows.
Left an angry note about the lack of anything in there.
Yeah, and it looks like there's like a bunch of mail kind of sitting at the doorstop. But the sign itself is kind of hanging by one hook, and it simply says Canahan's Tavern and Inn.
He rubs his hand together excitedly. Says, "Oh, I love starting from scratch." And he cracks his knuckles.
But then he cracks him too hard, so he has to shake his hand. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, right, that's right. I hate doing that.
Still sore from yesterday. All right, well, my head chef has already been paid for. That was 2 days.
There you go.
Wait a sec. I misthought of something, but anyway.
The sous chef has used a little bit of that fund to bring a carpenter slash kind of a rehab guy.
Oh, I was gonna do that.
You want to take care of that yourself?
I mean, yeah, I gave him that money so that, it's like, because you give your job a 2 weeks notice, but like, then there's that period of time where that small period of time where you're not working, or like you're getting ready to work, or
Fair enough.
they withhold your first check. Anyway,
he kind of shrugs at the guy as he tosses him one Galifar, and the guy kind of
It's like, well, okay, I guess
the guy
take
kinda
No.
sighs and
I
starts.
didn't.
over.
I meant I was gonna take care of the paying for it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm probably gonna.
I knew
probably
you were
gonna have-
kind of a.
Eccentric.
He looks back at the guy who, confused, starts to offer the one Galifar back before the sous chef just kind of shakes his head and just he'll finish it up. He'll pay for you.
Stova, how much is it?
Consultation like 5 Galifars. But he heads in. You see the door. One of the doors in the basement is currently locked shut. It simply says Don't skeletons open inside?
I open
It's
immediately.
barred.
And
All right.
I jump in with my longsword.
It is extremely well hidden. Are you gonna spend time busting it open while he's kind of looking around?
Oh, well hidden.
It's well sealed shut, like with brick and mortar.
I mean, I have plenty of tools at my disposal. And 19 strength.
All right. Go ahead and. I mean, they are skeletons. Do you have a plan to wipe them out in one go? Since as you do open it up, you see a small tunnel, almost like a catacombs, leading off for about 20 feet into the tower. It looks like it was an access tunnel for some of the restaurants to be interconnected in this area, but it's been long forgotten. And as you head in, some of the niches where people have literally been buried in start to stir to life as the sort of latent energy in the city brings these the remains to life.
I mean, I can haste myself, and then I also have Gar by my side.
Okay.
The good old fashioned way.
If they're basic skeletons, it'd be like Skyrim.
Yeah, it's one hit, you clear them out, you're fine. But the rest of the kind of exploring it goes pretty well. There's sort of a main floor with the dining area as well as the bar. The kitchen is one floor down in the basement, kind of adjacent to the cellar, the wine storage, as well as that tunnel leading into the like the catacombs and interconnected hallways that connect to what you think to be other inns on this little block. It's like a circular block in the middle of a kind of the terminus of about 6 or 7 other towers.
Wait a second.
But it's got the main floor, it's got the basement, and then above the main floor is not one but 2 entire floors.
Nice.
The
Quick
one
question,
that,
Kova.
yeah.
Do the skeletons, by chance, seem to put themselves back together after a set period of time? Because you said the latent magics of the city.
It doesn't seem so. They've been kind of slowly soaking it up, and just getting up and being killed like that, basically, it uses up all the magic that they've been soaking up. You wanted to make them butlers, didn't you?
Huh?
You
No,
wanted to make them
actually,
butlers.
I wanted to make them an attraction.
But finishing up, he brings out a large notepad and a like a small looks like an abacus. Kind of tallies up, does a little bit of mental math, and says, I could get it back to respectable condition for 550 Galifars. Since you're going to be doing food here, I got to clean up the basement quite a bit.
Makes sense.
You want to pay up front, or you want to do installments? Because I've got some people with the bank we can call and do financial stuff.
I'll pay up front. No need to make it more complicated.
All right. He reaches into his messenger bag. I got a contract for you, just to make sure things go all right.
Oh, cool. A contract. Let's sign it.
What sort of time frame do you want? A little bit more expensive to do it quicker because I got to bring in more people. But
Would you be able to do it in a week or so? Or is that asking a lot?
If the crew eats first, yes.
You got a deal.
Deal.
Every
Shakes
opening,
hand.
every opening of a restaurant has to usually actually it has a I think it's called a pre-opening or something like that, where essentially they test out the menu with like friends and trusted people just to make sure that it's good before they open it to customers.
I think I know about that. All right. Go ahead and subtract 550 Galifars.
Already done.
All right. I thought I had a map for this, but apparently I lost it.
So, Dova,
Yeah.
when do I get my house tattoo thing? My dragon mark.
You see, a man will come for you at night and sear that onto your face. You're supposed to accept it.
No word on that, unfortunately.
Hmm.
I mean, if you want to, you can go and see exactly what's up with that. Otherwise, you might have to spend most of the week just in the tavern, making sure everything's going okay.
I mean, they could probably handle most of the cleanup and general repairs because that's all carpentry. Can't really do anything with that. But
All right.
yeah, while they're doing that, while they get started, I'll probably go ask and see excitedly when I get it.
All right. Going to the house embassy, you do show your full-fledged member ring, and you're treated much better actually. You don't have to go through so much paperwork to get a meeting with basically with a member of the house council. Before, as he's kind of sitting there, or as she's kind of sitting there, hands crossed in front of her, her halfling form sitting in a chair that's fairly tall to be above the desk. I understand this is about Mark, yes?
Yes. His tail's
Well,
wagging excitedly in the chair.
We did put a request in, but it could be some time until that's formally accepted. I did hear about the banquet, and I want to congratulate you.
Why, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Personally, I think you'll get it, but with the powers that be, it's up in the air at the moment. But rest assured, we'll contact you when we do make a decision.
Thank you very much. Oh,
Best of
Dova,
luck with the restaurant. Yeah.
The house signet ring in my inventory.
Mhm.
Now I can put true form in parentheses.
There you go.
Oh,
House ring 2.
Final form.
And this is like a level 3 form.
Wow.
Level 3 out of what? Who knows?
It's all
Alright.
It's like a bunch of question marks.
All right, so that's what you do for your week.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? I believe Sinnel. We haven't gone to you yet. What are you doing for a week?
Bounty hunting.
Yeah?
Yeah?
All right. I want you to give me a survival check. This is going to represent tracking, so you'll be able to use, I believe, advantage since you are with the soda. How high stakes are you willing to go before you roll? You want to go for, like, petty crime, or are you going to chase down a mob boss?
You know, I'm gonna go for a mob boss.
You're going to go for it? There could be some bad things happening if you fail.
I will probably
Dova,
grab somebody.
Dova, he was
Somebody
already
else
targeted
for
by a
little
mob
help.
boss.
That's
Yeah,
true, but he
true.
did have 7 people. Or rather, 5 more people to back him up. But alright, go ahead and roll if you want.
While he's rolling, I missed it, but Creighton said, "You actually find the place in the middle of Mournlands. That's where my tavern
Oh,
is."
for the love of all that is holy! I don't have
No
my
wonder it's
lucky
been so
charm
dusty.
here. He's at work.
So, as you guys kind of keep track of what everybody's doing, and Sinnel, after a short visit to one of the nearby Sharn watch stations, seems to disappear for a while. you see him every so often kind of return to the house for a night, but he is very focused. And Sinnel, you in particular have been sent after, or rather accepted a job looking for a mob boss who's been wanted on, well, quite a few things. Murder, extortion, bribery, fun stuff like that. It's a rather wiry rat folk. He's known by the criminal populace as Venzo, the Gray. Makes a living doing your run-of-the-mill mob boss things, offering protection rackets to plenty of various stores and such. And when that doesn't go wrong, he goes in and cracks skulls. You managed to catch him alone. While he was on his way to one of the theaters he frequents, you managed to snatch him from a nearby alleyway. Unfortunately, in the ensuing scuffle, one of your strikes is misplaced on his small frame, and unfortunately, you end up killing him. Thankfully, there still is a reward for him dead, which is probably a good outcome since you don't have any mob witnesses, as far as you're aware, of your identity. Even though likely you would have gone quite well concealed.
Yeah.
Go ahead and add 500 Galifars to your inventory, as you were paid half of the reward.
Hey, that's a lot better than what I was kind of expecting, so I'm good with this.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I assume that would take the majority of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
The majority of the week was spent gathering information on his movements and stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Other than that, I'd probably also be getting some more load bow ammo made.
Okay.
Because I am running a little low on that.
Okay. I suppose you'd be able to find a mage right who would be willing to work based off of your schematics, which as somebody who owns the load bow, you would have access to.
Yeah.
All right, but go ahead and add, I think it's 50 gold per each one.
20.
25. 20. All right. Make as many as you wish.
I'm just gonna go with 15. Which is still 300 Galifars that I'm down, but
Hey, those are good bullets,
Arrow, bolt things.
Yeah. Bolts. Rails.
Hey, Dove, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Did I get paid for that banquet?
You would have gotten paid, but it was basically a kind of a wage sort of thing. So you would have been paid about 60 Galifars for that.
Wow, that's great. That's a lot more than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness. At first, I thought I might have been paid in exposure.
That really pays the bills, eh?
Hey, I have a credit card that pays in exposure. Hey, the option's right under PayPal.
You can pay in Twitter likes.
Hey, Dova.
Yeah.
Can I do my thing now?
Absolutely. What are you doing?
So, First of all, I'd like to try and convince Dusty to come with me.
Okay.
Hey, Dusty, I want to go looking for caves.
Tell me more about this.
As a bat, I am interested.
I have I appear to have the ability to sense out gems and rocks, and I want to go get some information, hire a dwarf, and go on a little expedition to make some money.
Interesting. Very well.
Okay, we're off to Sharn to find a dwarf and also information on local like if anybody thinks there's any like hotspots for ore or stuff like that hasn't really been explored yet.
Okay. What kind of dwarf are you looking for? There's a lot.
Like a mining guild kind of dwarf. One that's for hire, basically.
Okay.
For prospecting.
Heading into that would probably be probably in the Deathgate quarter. Either that, or you might find some help in Dragon Towers.
Stova,
What?
if I may make a suggestion,
Yeah.
kobolds are also really, really good miners.
That's true. However, a dwarf was requested, and so a dwarf you shall get.
Darn it!
Also, as far as I know, kobolds are actually pretty rare around Sharn.
Mm-hmm. You get a lot of goblinoids, though. Kobolds and goblins, for some reason, don't tend to get along. Whether just from
I believe that's
instinct or whatever.
Oh yeah, kobolds hate gnomes out of instinct. I don't know about goblins.
It would more be goblins not really liking kobolds, rather.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They both take the shiny rocks.
Exactly. Competition.
What's my shiny rocks though?
All right, so let's see. Go ahead and as you manage to kind of trawling through the various some of the various taverns and inns, asking around, you eventually do come across a fairly seasoned spelunking expert named Peter. That's Peter with a Y. A very pale, kind of gruff-looking dwarf with a heavily braided beard and very little hair on his head, but it seems to be just covered by a helmet anyways. But you managed to get him to bring you out towards one of the nearby hotspots for maybe a 2-day trip for, say, about 100 Galifars.
Okay, I will deduct 100 Galifars from my... Why couldn't it have been 103, Dova?
I mean, if you pay for lunch.
Yes, I'll pay for lunch.
All right,
There we
that's
go.
103.
Nice round number now. Okay, so we're gonna look for natural caves to begin with.
All right.
Dusty should at least be good at leading us through those.
Oh,
Theoretically.
I promise. My echolocation will bounce off these walls.
And onto your scarred ears.
If you'd like, you can rip them out. I've already had my turn.
Dwarf is just currently smoking his pipe. a bit
and-
concerned, but kind of blinking and reminding himself that he's not trying to get involved in your shenanigans. He's
Okay.
just doing this for the money.
Anyway, so yeah, I will look for natural gates first, and then I am going to be using my I'm going to be trying to sense precious metals and minerals
Okay.
within 60 feet of me. I can't tell their exact location, but I can tell if they're there, and therefore I can tell a direction to dig in.
Okay. He actually leads you to a cave that he'd discovered. It's in the middle of a rather hilly section of land, about maybe 20 miles or so outside of Sharn. But kind of leads you down, and it's a fairly narrow cave at first, but it eventually opens up into a rather wide, short cave. Go ahead, and so you would know where it is within 60 feet. Is that sort of an at will?
Yep. According to the Iron Fang, it's just an at will. You know the location of precious metals. It's similar to the Tremor Sin.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Oh boy, a skill I'm not good at.
All right. So you're having a little bit of trouble actually putting the pieces together. Rather, you know where it ought to be, but you can't give like a direction. You know it's just kind of over there. But the dwarf guide who you brought along seems to be of plenty help as he kind of examines some of the strata and rock on the sides of the cave, and with a as he pulls out a rather large adamantine pick from a bag of holding, he just starts going to town on the wall. He is just shredding away the adamantine, what's clearly a magical pick, doing quite a bit of nice work.
I also have a magical pick.
There you go. You don't have much mining experience, and he seems to have that much, or he seems to have a lot more of that. As eventually he kind of comes up to something, looks at it real close, and with a few more very gentle taps at the pick, he eventually pulls out with a brief kind of wrenching of his shoulder a roughly cantaloupe-sized rock. It just looks like a rock, honestly. For he's very carefully handling it. Kind of brings it over, sets his pick on the ground, and puts his finger over it a little bit, and very skillfully taps a few times the rock on the upturned handle of the pick as he kind of turns it, taps. Eventually grips both sides, gives a very slight twist, and kind of levers it open, and you can see a absolutely stunning looking ruby geode. The insides actually consisting of what you'd, with your enhanced mineral sense, you would kind of just instinctually know that it's made of ruby, with, strangely enough, a handful of very small diamonds interspersed in the very kind of milky spikes.
Neat. How much do you think we'll get for this back in Sharn?
Well, I can't give an exact amount, but depending on exactly who you go to, I'd say you've definitely made up your initial cost. You're lucky I'm not taking a percentage. as he's going to hand it over to you.
I'll take it.
All right.
Tuck it away in a bit of cloth.
Alrighty, Rooney. It weighs about 5 pounds. All right, do you keep going?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll try more.
All right. Dusty, are you helping?
Well, he'll try, but he's not really a miner, exactly.
You do come up to a rather large empty section. The lantern that was brought along by the dwarf just isn't piercing through the rather large darkness.
This I can help with.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
I believe this is going to be with advantage since it is using
Hearing
echolocate.
based.
Yeah. All right. With a 21, you'd be able to distinguish that there's something else. There's something weird. Rocks and the sound that kind of chips off of them makes a very distinct sound. But there's also almost a bit of muddiness. Not from mud, but from something a bit soft, and that sort of dampens the sound. After kind of leading them off of the main trail through the not really a trail, but kind of the easy path through the large area, you eventually kind of peer around a corner, do a few little chirps, and with your sort of native with the light kind of shining around the corner, you see nestled in one of the sort of cracks in the wall, a small leather pack.
Ah, there it is. Great.
All right, you open it up.
Of course.
Alrighty, Rooney. Where's my tables? I have my papers all over it. Of course.
You do this on purpose, Nova.
I looked at art chair.
Oh,
You need to
Archer.
look. I didn't know that was that. Where? Oh, that's the wrong server.
Nova. Focus, man.
I like the angry the anime angry cross on the back of Rosalind's head.
Man, Rosalind, your tail looks very poofy right now.
It's very puffy.
Oh.
It's even poofier than that, ironically.
I assume that's who might that be?
It's you, you
I have no wings though.
Yeah, that might be Yark, but you know, the intention is there.
it's
Right.
either Dusty or it's Surf, because I threatened to throw Surf into the pool, but
Mm-hmm. I think
I
that's
think-
exactly
no,
who it is.
I think, is it Zerth? Oh, because he's got the spikes on the tail. Okay,
It's Yark.
Is it me?
Yeah, that is Yark. Or at least
Okay,
Power Stone thought it was Yark.
I think this
I never
was...
threatened to throw Yark. It was I was gonna yeet Dusty off the edge of the island to see how far I could throw him.
Yes, I think there might have been a misunderstanding. But like I said, the intention was there. Great art, nonetheless.
Yes, very good. Very pleasing to our
Heck
palates.
I very much like it.
I feel like I must fulfill the prophecy now.
No,
Oh, no.
I'm a successful chef.
You were a successful chef. Farewell, Yark.
Anyway, back to reality.
Correct. That Let me. Hello? Okay, there you are. What is that? Sorry, I'm wading through a bit of things. I need to check your inventory real quick. Alright, we'll redo that. Again, sorry. Okay, so inside the bag, as you pull it out, you find a wrapped bundle of platinum coins. 5 of them all together, wrapped tightly in brown paper. You find. Here, let me actually put it in the items tab of the party sheet. You find a small vial containing a fairly brilliant orange swirling liquid. You can see in the small empty space a faint bit of smoke building up, but it doesn't seem to be burning, but it feels warm to the touch. You also find a you also find a very nice looking container of what looks to contain salve. The outside is made of ivory, and the actual salve itself is a very thick, oily thing. You can see spattered among it are little specks of what look to be little purple gems.
Ooh.
And you would also find a small dagger. But it looks very well made and very well balanced. Oh, okay.
That took a bit to show up.
Yeah. The items tab on the party sheet is getting pretty crunchy. All right, I've gone ahead and added the 3 items to your inventory. Eventually, Fantasy Grounds is not responding. There he goes.
You didn't put the platinum dragons in, I don't think.
I did not. Are you going to distribute them to Rosalind, Dusty? Or would you
Yes.
keep them for yourself? Okay.
No, he doesn't have much need or use for money.
Okay. Do you keep all of them?
No.
Or do you keep
No.
or how many do you distribute?
Is that me or Dusty?
To either you or Dusty. I don't know exactly how many you're keeping, Dusty, and how many you're giving to Rosalind.
He's just handing them over. he
All right.
really doesn't have any need for money. There are not really things he wants.
All right. Go ahead and
Except
add
maybe
5
more
platinum
potions.
fragments.
Okay.
All right. And continuing on your little adventure, you do end up finding one more of those geodes. Except this time it contains very well developed amethyst. And you also find a small diamond. The diamond itself weighs about as much as maybe about 10 gold coins. But you know it's
That's
probably
some
worth
weight
a
for a
lot.
gemstone.
Oh yeah. Is a heavy boy.
How much do coins actually weigh? I've never.
That's a great question.
I just
They're
feel like
fairly
that's a
small.
lot.
But yeah, coin. The
I'm looking up. 0.02 pounds according to player handbook.
So about what, 1/5 of a pound
Yeah.
for 20, or 10 rather.
All right. That's great. I'm going to give the dwarf a prize.
Hmm?
Well, I never used this magic item that I have, and I figure since he's a dwarf, he might actually like to play dice games with people. But I have some magical dice that are made from the knuckles of a notorious gambler. I'm gonna give them as a little extra on top of his payment
He kind of looks at him.
for being a good sport.
Yeah, closes him up, puts him in a in one of his small pockets on his shirt. Gives a little tap. Many thanks.
No problem.
Say we go home. It's been a few hours, and rather get home before the gate shuts down.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, but you get back safe and sound, no real troubles.
Yep.
All right. Would you like to do anything else?
I'd like to go and get the rock surprise, but I really need the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
All right. Anything else? Would anybody else like to do anything else before we move on?
Me and coffee bonding. Are we percolating?
You and coffee.
Oh, that is what I named him, or her. I don't know what gender it is. That
a
is
he.
what I
Let's see.
see. He is coffee.
He is not going to accept that name, as he already has a name. His name's Irian.
Irian.
Oh, you mean the mimic? Okay.
Where?
Okay. Go ahead and give me an animal handling check with disadvantage.
And your name is Coffee now.
To be fair, making animal handling checks still makes sense.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right. So, where are you keeping it right now, by the way? It's it's in one of the okay. It seems to have returned and taken on its sort of chair form. It's still very nervous around you. Whenever you look inside, you see a brief bit of motion as the chair settles into place. But you haven't been able to actually see it in its native form.
Does it allow me to approach?
Yes. It is still the chair.
Well, to be fair, mimics don't really lash out when you get close. They kind of
Wait.
Alright, so between building the arena and trying to, like you would with any type of like snakes, like hand training it, essentially just getting it used to me.
Okay. So you're just looking to just sit on it?
Sit on it, probably make sure it doesn't eat my bird.
All
Bird
right.
is friend, not food.
It's fine. Carl's next door if you need something to threaten him.
That may have come up once or twice.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you're able to sit on it just fine. You're able to approach it and actually like pick it up and put it back down, but it's not leaving that chair form. Refuses.
well, I guess the fact that it's not, attacking you when you sit down on it is somewhat of a good sign.
It's slow progress. And he'll just say to it, one day we will get on even terms. Take your time and just relax.
All right.
And then back to building the arena.
All right. Rosalind, you want to go get those sold?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Why couldn't it be an intimidation? I'm going to get angry and reroll.
You're gonna rage?
No.
Oh. So, either you don't know exactly what this is worth, or they don't. Somewhere along the line, I think communication might have broken down. Thankfully, you do get a good price of the diamond. You get 300 Galifars out of that, and another 40 overall for the geodes.
Damn, I got ripped off. So that was 300 for the diamond and 40 for what? Both geodes or each?
Each, sorry. So that'd be 380 total. All right, so as the week is sort of winding down, as you all are feeling much more relaxed than you were before, Yark, I'm going to assume that you send an invitation.
To them?
Yeah?
Absolutely.
All right. You all, through various means, either being delivered in person or by Gar, receive an invitation to the grand opening of Yark's new tavern. What's it called?
Oh, I'm renaming it?
If you want. You're the property owner, you can rename it.
Gosh darn it, Dove. I wasn't prepared for this. I was still making a menu.
We'll come back to that.
Okay, thank
You
you.
don't have to change the name yet.
It can be to be decided until we actually open.
Okay, well, work in progress. Alright. But as you guys...
Yark's restaurant, work in progress.
Yeah, Yark's restaurant. Alright, so you guys head out. Plenty hungry. Making your way across actually, I suppose at some point you probably would have moved the doorway into the tavern itself, since it does have stone walls in the basement.
Absolutely.
All right. As you guys just kind of walk leisurely upstairs, the stairway does pass through. Or actually, the stairway wouldn't actually go through the kitchen. The stairway is just kind of adjacent to it, leading up into the main room of the tavern. The only people over right now would be the fairly tired and very hungry workers that basically worked tirelessly over the week to get this place back into a nice order. The air is filled with the scent of sawdust, mortar, and the ever-growing scent of fresh baked bread and a seafood of some kind. You're not quite sure.
As long as it's not crab.
What is it, Yark?
Well, as a tavern, you expect people to be here all times of the day. So I'm preparing 3 courses. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh,
All right.
Of course.
all day rotating menu.
Of course, smaller portions, because I don't want to fill you guys up like on the first meal.
Fair
All right.
enough. What's the breakfast course?
So, breakfast course, I want to do classic chicken eggs, thick cut bacon, sharp cheese, nut bread, and mixed berries.
Very solid.
For lunch, I'll just read it all out and you can react to it later, afterwards. Half a fried chicken, so like a leg, a wing, a breast.
Ooh, like just like chicken cut in half.
Yeah, fried chicken. Or I mean, it'd probably be in those 3 separate pieces, but yeah.
Okay, half a chicken overall.
Noodles with melted cheese, because I can't say mac and cheese. It's not really made yet.
Sure.
Cornbread, smashed potatoes, and plum pudding.
Very good.
And for dinner, I want to do like a beef stew with like all the different potatoes, carrots, cabbage, with a couple like pretty like the hearty bread rolls, and a salad. A little salad on the side.
Very
Because
nice.
what's a tavern without a big hearty stew?
Extremely true. You think the stew could have turned out better, but that's because the cauldron that you were using really hasn't been used yet and doesn't have much of a season on it. You reckon it's only going to get better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty, can I get a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Actually, this would be charisma.
Oh,
Charisma saving throw.
Mhm.
and a slice of pound cake. With the
Ooh,
dinner.
very nice. Any icing on it, or is it just pound cake?
Icing is optional.
All right.
And there's a snack available. Like if you just want something small at any time of the day, even at night. Cheese, crackers, a little bit of a few slices of ham.
So
Good
there's
stuff.
a snack menu. Interesting.
I know, right?
What sort of stuff do you have available to drink? I can't imagine at this point you probably wouldn't have very many very many drinks available yet. You haven't really been talking to too many suppliers as of yet.
No, but
Still trying to get established.
But I do have my alchemy jug to hold me over.
That's true.
Hold on. Alchemy jug. So I can do 1 gallon of wine or 4 gallons of beer. So I guess I could just do beer for now.
Okay. That's pretty solid.
Rosalind only wants one thing, and it's disgusting.
More abalone.
All right. So. You, message for you, Dusty.
I hope the hard-working construction guys like it.
They seem to be liking it quite a bit, actually. They're diving in. The food's hearty. It's of good quality. And most importantly, I think, it's free.
Good point.
Or at least paid for in sweat and blood by them.
Mm-hmm.
Since the whole renovation, it went well. There's not very many decorations as of yet. But you know, you can fix it. It's a blank slate right now. As well as you're still waiting on some of the suppliers for the beds, especially. It's a bit sparse upstairs. Rosalind, you there? Smallzalin?
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 Rosaline, hello.
This is important.
Wait, hold on. Has Rosalind not been in Fantasy Grounds this whole time?
No, she just left. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
That's not a good sign.
No, fine. I needed Rosalind.
Oh, very bad, especially with that thing you just sent me.
Yes, I needed Rosalind to be here.
All right, cool. Let's stall. I mean, talk more about my tavern.
Zerth, your arena construction.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about that. So, Zer,
Like all good parents.
After, oh, hey.
Hey.
All right,
Hey.
we'll briefly go over the arena, and then okay. So the arena is finished. Well, I mean, as much as a week can finish. Irian, the groundskeeper, is just at this point is just refusing to cooperate. He is taking a break. After a full week of work, he is just done.
Stova, he was also invited.
Oh, I suppose he would be there then.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm guessing this particular moment is before the dinner.
He does head to the dinner. However, he's only there for a short amount of time.
Hey, as long as he can relax and eat.
Yeah, he has the breakfast, has a little bit of the lunch, but he does kind of zip away after, or as the lunch is finishing up. But he looks very tired and eager to get to somewhere. But the arena itself is basically a section of very thick fencing surrounding a central ring, which at the moment doesn't have anything in it, but you reckon you could like spice it up with bits of like cover and like maybe a mount in the middle, like a gymnast's horse, maybe some ramps. But right now there's like 2 seating areas. They're uncovered, but they've got like bench seating that you can see over the planks with. Immediate plans is to get like big spiked logs along the outside, as well as like a proper gate. Because right now it's essentially a big kind of double door on either side with no real latch.
I'm quite proud with our work.
So
We got an influence in the Twitch chat.
I'm aware. Back to it. Dusty.
Oh no, don't tell me we lost Dusty too now.
Rosalind, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
Dusty, are you
Dusty.
here?
Oh
Dusty.
god.
Hey, what's the kind of cost for running a place like this?
It really depends.
Yark answers back with, I have no idea.
you haven't even been open for a month, so you don't have a monthly number yet. But
Guess we'll figure it out, huh?
expenses are going to
Well-
be skewed. They're going to be crazy this week, though.
If
Yeah, it
it's-
might be it's gonna be, holy crap, is it expensive this week?
Well,
I've
considering
lost
how well the
600
banquet
Gallifrey.
how well the banquet went. If I made you an offer of 1,000 Gallifars, would you let me have a share?
I mean, it would be more. I'd be more comfortable with a loan kind of thing.
Influence is accepted, by the way. Dusty. If you're
Plus,
trying to talk, we cannot hear you.
Plus, you guys would get free food and bed. Although I guess you probably wouldn't use the bed, but free food when you're here.
I like my bed. It's sort of
Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe
me
not.
proof.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, maybe not the bed, but the food.
I'm pretty sure Surf cast Circle of Protection on the bed.
I casted a lot of things on that bed. It is more into. That's not what I meant. Stick by it.
you know the part, you know the scene in Avengers where Thor fist bumps Hulk and Hulk fist bumps him back and launches him.
Yep.
No,
That's,
he
that's
actually.
me. That's
I'm pretty
that's
sure he
me,
just
that's-
punches him.
yeah, he just punches him. That's me and Surf right now, except I'm sending him flying.
Fucking hell.
All right, well, I guess we gotta wait for Dusty now.
Yep.
I was just
God.
it was just an idea that if I gave you a large lump sum to get this place set up and saw some of the return on it.
Yeah, that's what a loan would be, with
And
interest,
also-
obviously.
Also, we eventually we could get more staff for the manor, and we could have produce shipped straight from the manor to the tavern.
I mean, it leads directly to the basement, so yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
I'm hearing dusty noises.
Also, apparently, it looks like a lot of my menu has chicken and eggs in it, so yeah.
Goat, maybe.
Chicken.
Get goats. Dusty, you there?
I'm here now.
This time.
Hey.
obviously, we would expand. Like we'd probably get a field eventually and grow stuff in it.
Franchise.
He's like, all right, Dusty, now it's time. And then we just heard silence.
Whoa.
And now everything is silent.
Dusty,
do
I
you have
mean-
do you have a thing you're going to do when Rosalind got here?
Give me a briefing on the situation, Smart, if you would please.
you
I have
guys
been
are.
absent for a while because apparently my dog was on the street
That's not good.
with cars present.
That's not good. Is your dog okay?
Oh yeah, no, he was just being a nuisance and passed and outside our property somehow.
Escape artist. Well, I hope your dog stays very safe.
Yes. Anyway.
So, not much has changed. You guys are currently kind of finishing up the last bit of the dinner portion of the meal. It's a
yes.
very nice stew and a very kind of crunchy bread. It's very fresh, which with a stew like this, you kind of want a little bit of staleness, but you didn't have an oven yesterday, so
But I cooked it a little more to make it a little more crisp.
there you go. It's a nice crispy outside. But yeah,
And then-
you guys are all kind of there, enjoying the spoils of the banquet.
Down.
And I'm
Jesus.
offering Yark alone. And Surf is like probably like tipped over at his chair because I just punched him.
I'm mending the chair that is broken.
Thank you. I have to pay for those now.
Zerf will offer his handyman services.
I mean, I can also cast mending, and
Magic
apparently,
handyman services.
Gar can also repair things magically.
Oh.
So you know the repair ability they can use 3 times a day that heals like 2d8 plus
Mhm.
something. Apparently, he can also use it on constructs and objects within 5 feet of him.
Think that would no, I don't think that would technically include Warforged.
And
I think it considers them as a humanoid for.
we're getting
healing,
into
so.
some very
Yeah.
heavy talk right here. So
Anyway, was something supposed to be happening, or?
Well, yes. Afterwards, where would you be? In
Me?
your room again? Or
Well, it depends if Yark wants to take that loan now or later. Like,
we'll talk about it later. I gotta clean up.
okay.
I mean, I'm still gonna take it. Just roleplay wise, we'll handle it later.
Yeah. I'll be going back to my room then.
Dusty will follow you there.
Also, I missed a great opportunity to do that sun dinner me.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Well, I disconnected, so
Yes.
give me some slack.
As you guys are heading down through the small corridor in the basement, the one that kind of lead possibly might, or actually it would just be kind of in the basement corner. The light from the kitchen kind of fading out into this into the sort of shelving area with all the various most of the shelves are empty right now because they don't have all the housekeeping stuff, the soaps, linens, various supplies, stuff like that. As Rosalind, as you are kind of reaching out towards the doorway, you feel Dusty's hand on your shoulder.
No.
Son?
I'm having a compulsion to talk with you, and that could mean a few different things. One, my mind is telling me I'm emotionally ready to talk about things, or it's her again.
I mean, I was just gonna guess that you chugged a lot of dragon shards and made something blow up again. But yeah, those are reasonable options.
No, they're not liquid yet.
Let's go somewhere a bit more private.
Okay.
What'd you do,
This
Dusty?
is it.
Eat a bunch of dragon shards again? No. I wanna
Rosalind,
talk
does
about my
25 hit
feelings.
you?
25 hits me, yeah.
25 hits you, all right. Go ahead and give me either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Did you eat a bunch of dragon shards again? No, I'm ready to talk about my feelings. Oh god, I wasn't ready for this one. Why couldn't it have just been dragon shards?
Flaring with an arcane power that is
Ooh.
palpable, that you can almost feel radiating off of it. His arm flares to life, and almost with enough speed to tear apart the cowl that was, or like the kind of the robe that covers that side of his body, tears through it, instantly lancing out as these fingers almost transform into vicious claws, lancing out and clasping around your throat, Rosalind. And even with that, you're taken by surprise and can't pull free. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw as the hand chokes your throat.
Interesting.
Everybody upstairs, go ahead and give me a perception check, since this does make a bit of a commotion.
So would Siddle be at the house at this point or no?
I mean, you still probably be.
It took most of the week, not all of it.
My passive perception is 20. I don't know if that changes anything.
All right.
So I would be
Wait,
able to roll.
how's your perception +5 if your
Oops, didn't roll.
passive is 20?
I took observant.
Ah, right.
Rosalind, straining and trying to breathe. You start to, your head starts to feel a little bit light as the blood flow is cut off. Looking up into Dusty's eyes, as he sort of pushes you down and starts to press his full weight, digging his thumbs into your throat. You see his right eye flare to life. The magical energy almost flowing off of it in a sickly red stream. You don't recognize the look in his eyes, but you recognize the color. Go ahead and subtract 16 points, or 16 HP.
I don't suppose I'm in control
Okay.
of my body any longer, huh?
Not really. As you seem to take a back seat, the tunnel vision overtaking you for a moment before you're left in kind of a limbo. You can feel vague sensation. Sorry. Okay. Call.
Oh,
don't-
now
no,
you get it.
Nova,
no,
it's
don't
okay.
you dare call me out.
It's okay, Dova. We
Shut
love
up.
it when you do
Just
that.
You feel strange, vague sensations of actually, literally choking the life out of your own mother, but you can't see it, you can't control it. Zerth,
Yes.
from upstairs, you hear the clatter of something in the basement, like something falling off of one of the shelves.
I'll go investigate.
Okay. Somebody's knocking stuff over. Somebody's causing a mess.
Mhm.
This is
Say better
this is-
not. Yark owns this now.
Yeah, Yark owns this stuff now. You can't just be. And I suppose at some point you're like, well, I've got the mending. I can fix it if I like.
Yeah.
All right. But you start heading down. Rosalind, go ahead and give me either a Constitution check to try to stay awake and try to keep the claws away from your throat, or if you'd like to do anything, or if you'd like to do something else, you'll just take the full damage right away.
I'd like to try
Uh,
something.
Can I not rage and break out? Like,
You absolutely can try to rage. So that would give you, I believe, an advantage on a strength check if you want to break out.
yep.
A strength advantage on
Or-
athletics check.
This would, at this point, I think it would be a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay.
So you would get advantage. Like that sounds a little bit better at this point, since it's just desperation.
I would like to try something.
Well, I mean, advantage check, advantage strength. You should get advantage either way.
Well, one has an additional plus proficiency.
Proficiency. I don't think it actually makes a difference for numbers, rather.
Oh, does she
Either
not
way.
have proficiency in strength saving?
Yeah,
it's a
I'm a
barbarian, so-
barbarian. I'm a barbarian. I get proficiency in strip saving.
Then even better. That is strength saving.
Well, do you have proficiency in athletics?
Yes, I have proficiency in athletic.
Then it would be the exact same number.
I'm just
Alright.
getting advantage through range.
Just barely not high enough. But you can
Bad.
tell you
I
just about
will-
busted out.
I will use my fanatical focus to re-roll my saving throw since I failed it while raging.
Does that let you choose through all the results, or does that just make you choose the new result?
You can re-roll it. You must use the new roll.
All right, go ahead.
With
I get-
advantage again, right?
I think so.
Yep.
It's not like lucky where you just roll a dice. Oh, there you
All
go.
We
right.
can all
So-
agree Lucky's a little bullshit.
Mhm. All right, so since you did try to break out instead of trying to sort of delay it, you would take additional damage. So go ahead and subtract 29 HP from you.
What kind of damage?
Force
since it's
damage.
Suffocation. I think that would technically be necrotic.
Really? That's interesting.
I think so. I don't think
That would
there's a
make sen-
specifically.
It would make
think-
sense.
Yeah. You can't really
Physical-
reduce it.
It's physical force exerted on the body, but sure.
But it's more like the sort of lack of blood to the brain. I can't imagine that's anything but necrotic. Either way, Zerth, you're kind of stumbling down the stairs, sort of wondering what stuff's being broken.
Well, damn.
As
Oh, Dusty wanted to do something.
oh,
if you can at all.
did miss that.
No, I've said it like 3 times now, and I just said like, oh, okay, I guess you're focusing on Rosalind for now.
Oh, sorry. I legitimately. What did you want to do? I will listen this time for real.
Okay. If I have your attention this time, I'm asking, so this control over my body seems entirely arcane in nature, yes?
Yes.
I'd like to circulate my key, as I have no innate magic in my body.
All right. And that will let you dispel magic?
No. However, key is a different energy dormant inside the body, active in monks as our own life force that is entirely separate from it. And monks use key to augment themselves, such as with the key empowered strikes and the stunning strike.
Go ahead
So I might be able to fight her a bit with this.
All right. Go
Might
ahead and give
disrupt-
me a wisdom save.
I mean, if I'm trying to mind control someone and they suddenly decide to flip their soul, I mean, I'd be a bit confused and might mess up a little bit.
Are you willing to spend key points?
Of course I am. I'm
right.
circulating it.
Go ahead and subtract all of your key points.
All 12.
As at about the same time, Rosalind, you reach forward and with digging your claws even into the flesh on your own neck, grab at his arcane arm and wrench it out. The arcane crystals almost shattering. At about the same time, Dusty, you
Yes.
reach within and focus on your own life force, that beating heart, the heat within your chest, and just force it outwards in all directions. As you break the hold, Rosalind, you are still raging. You have now broken free. Zerth, you are halfway down the stairs. You now see Dusty being thrown back from Rosalind, a trail of blood trailing from his arcane arm leading down to Rosalind's throat. And Rosalind, I'm assuming you're going to charge an attack.
Well, things are a bit unreasonable at the moment.
I'm going to run up and I'm going to attempt to headbutt Dusty.
All right, go ahead and give me a melee attack.
Okay.
Since Dusty is technically stunned, that would be with advantage. A 21 is technically not going to hit.
Oh,
However-
Dusty, you dodgy boy.
However,
Well,
here's the
if
thing,
I
he-
may,
you are in control. You can take the hit if you want.
I would like to return headbutt. So upon seeing this action, I will strike her back with my head.
All right, go ahead and roll a melee attack.
So, yeah, all right. Our heads collide.
We're anime clashing, but with head.
Please be similar.
All right, guys,
No-
now time to button mash.
All right, I'm gonna say
You can say they collide and nothing happens.
You
We're
both
in a
take-
deadlock.
you both take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of are flung back and just and almost an instinct charge forward and slam your foreheads into each other. Zerth, you can hear a very distinct sound that sounds like
Skull on skull.
Two
Yeah.
coconuts.
two coconuts being slammed together at high velocity.
He's gonna rush down the stairs and probably see this. Would he make the connection of something going on wrong?
You see a fight going on, you have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions.
All right,
Oh,
post that in chat.
Huh.
See, that worked? There we go.
With that, however, I think all of you guys would know that shit's going down in the basement. Not sure what, but something's going down. Seems to be a scuffle.
I'm gonna call down and say, "You guys better not be breaking those coconuts. I just bought them."
Can repair them.
Can't fix a coconut.
How do you fix a coconut?
you shred it.
All right, so both of you guys give me a charisma saving throw. You can choose to fail if you want.
Me thinks it's out of my hands.
Technically, this would extend up into the dining area above.
That's fine with me.
I will choose to fail it. I feel like I'll have an instinctual connection to surf casting something.
Okay, all right, yeah. You guys both feel at the same time and almost in a wave of lethargic energy as Rosalind, your rage fades, and Dusty, your limbs kind of grow a little bit rubbery as you kind of collapse forward, bumping against each other for a brief second before catching yourselves.
Where?
Sort of wash over. He would have said enough, and go over to both of them. What the fuck is going on?
My patron came to say hello. I kicked her out, but then I got a little excited, I guess.
I still see that little glow in his eyes.
For a brief moment before it disappears.
I scowl at it, like the hardest, like parental scowl you can imagine, but not at that eye.
Mm.
And I'll walk over and heal both of them as I pick them up. Are you both okay?
Rosalind says nothing for the moment. She just sort of death glares the arm.
Well, I mean, I almost strangled my mother to death, but I learned I can kick her out with key by myself. So that's cool, I guess. I gotta practice that more. Maybe she'll come back to the negotiating table.
Oh, yes. I'll get real close to Dusty and look at his eye.
Doesn't seem to have any glow anymore. It's still colored that kind of bloodshot red. But
I'm gonna cast. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on it, just in case.
AKA piss off.
Alright. What level is that?
Whatever level you need me to be.
You're gonna cast it at
Up
max?
to level 5.
I will cast it at 5 or 6.
Alright, cast it at 6.
Yep.
You don't know whether it worked or not, but it felt good to do at least.
It's rivaling up my scales.
Upstairs, Yark, as well as I suppose Sinel, you would also see this happening as up front you see a group of people start to kind of filter in, and Yark, your initial response is, "Oh hey, customers already."
Wait a minute, we're not open yet.
And almost immediately you recognize that they all look like fairly rough and tumble, maybe adventurer types. You can see that they all have some sort of small handheld weapon at their side, and they seem to be kind of walking in, kind of nodding and looking around before one man, an elven man who looks, one of his ears has a large notch in it, and he has a decent amount of stubble on his face, which is surprising since elven men are kind of hard pressed to grow facial hair. But he kind of swaggers up to Yark, as he would probably be wearing a chef's hat. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Any chance I get.
You the owner of this fine establishment?
Of course.
Well, let me introduce myself. You can call me Henry, and I'm your friend in this rather dangerous neighborhood.
And then the healing wave of calm emotions washes over everyone.
That happened a little bit earlier.
Ah.
Yeah. But you notice for a brief moment, one of the tables goes quiet as everyone just kind of sits back, relaxes, and just goes, that's good. That was really good. But the guy in front of you kind of scratches his chin for a moment as he kind of turns around and starts slowly kind of walking in a slow circle around you, just appreciating the venue. As he says, "It's a real dangerous neighborhood, friend, and I'd hate for a new business like this to be soured by maybe an assault in the middle of the night, or I hear arson's a popular thing."
Sinel, for the record, is sitting in a corner watching all this happen, and he will get up at this point.
You don't need an insight check to know what's going on.
Well,
in fact, you just dealt with the situation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Nova.
Yeah?
Here's what I need. Where does it tell me? Really, it doesn't just tell me my spell save DC anywhere?
Go into your actions.
Well, yeah, I can cast something, but
Maybe spells.
I know if you go under, if you click the little magnifying glass on a spell that you know that has saved DC, it'll tell you.
But Sinel, what are you doing?
He's just casually making his way over. He always has his gear with him, you know. Almost always.
He's got the shift wave.
Well, yeah, but I'm meaning like weapons and such.
Yeah, you have a bag of holding, yeah?
It's currently filled with trap components. And by filled, I mean literally completely filled.
Alright, Nova. I'm gonna need to make a DC 16 strength saving throw.
All right. What's the components, or what are you casting?
Not really casting anything. I'm picking him up with telekinesis. Specifically the leader guy.
What's your passive perception?
Sinnoh's
My
gonna
passive
go
perception?
block the door,
Yeah.
by the way.
As you're beginning to
15?
do so, Yark, you see that one of the rather tougher guys has slowly circled around the room and is kind of sidling up behind Yark.
That's fine.
As-
Gar is in the other room, but
Mhm.
yeah.
With your passive perception, you would not notice him.
Oh well.
Like,
Should I roll perception or?
No, this is passive perception.
Oh, you said I wouldn't notice that he's right there.
You would not notice he's behind you.
Oh, okay. Well, I still cast the thing.
All right. Sinnoh, what are you doing?
I was just typing it
He's
in.
Between them and the door.
Yep.
All right. Strength saving throw from him. DC
Yep.
16.
Yep.
He fails.
All right. I'm going to lift him up with like a weight, with like a right, like just lifting my finger, pointing at him, and lift him up.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
I'm gonna say, "I'm sorry, sir. We are not open for another few days. I would gladly let you come in and order some food when we are.
Give me a
But for now,
concentration check.
But for now, I must ask you to leave."
I need you to give me a concentration check.
I did.
I guess that would... Then you would save. Since you feel a sharp, almost blinding crack from behind, as the guy behind you
Wait,
had
no.
had withdrawn the mace he had in his sleeve and cracked you across the back of the head, dealing 14 points of bludgeoning damage. As he readies for another strike, he just growls, "Put him down. You know what's good for you."
I say, well, that was kind of rude. As I
Combat time.
slip out I slip out the doppelganger's claw, and I'm gonna hit him with a mace.
All right, so it's about 8 other guys who sidled in with him, and they are all charging at you.
Oh, I'm gonna say, oh, Sinnoh, lock the door if you would.
Sinnoh will happily lock the door real fast before
You're trapped in with us.
going for one
All
of
right,
the guys.
so these aren't exactly, I guess, threatening for you guys exactly, but there's a lot of them.
They're thugs. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
They're like basic thugs, but there's a lot.
All right. So, what sort of approach are you going to go with this? Since I think a paraphrasing might be in order, unless you guys would like to go on initiative for this.
Oh, well, that's easy. I'm gonna cast haste on myself, so I can take down more guys and also get a +2 to AC. Bringing my AC to a 23,
They might be able to hit that.
and then beat them up.
Yeah,
Alright.
Sinnoh is gonna... Sorry.
No problem.
Sinnoh is going to be going at them from behind. I'm pretty sure he moves faster than them. But he's going to be going at them from behind, him and DeSoda, doing non-lethal damage. He doesn't want to kill any of them because, some of them might have bounties.
All right.
If not, at least an award period. And plus, we don't want to bloody up the floor too bad.
Yeah, I just polished it.
Too late.
All right, so I want you both to give me 3 example attack rolls. So, with like a club or whatever you're using, you're going to cast haste on yourself. Yeah.
Yes. So I get 3 attacks.
As you guys downstairs hear a very spirited rumble happening. It seems to be going fairly well, as you hear a lot of cries of pain from sort of thuggish types, and
Yeah.
Yark and Siddle seem to be having a great time upstairs.
Yeah.
Do you
Hey,
choose to
Siddle,
join in?
Zer's
on.
gonna look to the. Go ahead, Yark.
I'm gonna toss. You hear, "Hey, Sinnel, clay pigeon," and then a whomp.
Toss one of them up.
Yeah.
Zer's just gonna look to Rosalind and Dusty, who wants to get some repent rage out.
You know what? That sounds very nice.
Rosalind's gone.
Cameron
Oh,
family
I-
away!
All right.
Rosalind's already gone. She's running up the stairs.
As they rush up the stairs, they pass me and I say, "Door's locked. Try not to get too much blood on the floors. You have to clean. You'll have to clean it up."
Zer's gonna go trade smacks.
Oh, there you go.
So, with those rolls, you beat the shit out of them. I posted the rolls that they got as far as their sort of how well they did in combat. They do have a
no.
modifier, but they rolled over 10 once.
So before anything else, I want to make sure
I'll
at
bring
least
it
the
up
main
on
guy
stream real
survived.
fast.
Okay.
If
But
nothing else, I'll like hold him aloft with yeah.
He very quickly changes his tune.
Imagine
Oh,
that.
I didn't mean anything. I didn't mean anything by it. Get out of your hair. We won't cause any more issues. I promise. Yeah, take my coin pouch. Take my wallet. You-
Please rob me instead.
Oh, do the thing where you like climb up and like suplex him down.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm talking about thumbs in the eyes.
Oh, all the way.
All right. You do exactly so. Are you just aiming to maim, or are you just going for the kill?
I am aiming to maim. I am angry.
All right. You managed to do exactly that. He's gonna need pretty expensive healing or some fancy prosthetic eyes after that.
I'm a doctor.
See that?
We'll not go into the connotations of that because, believe me, I am one step away from asking Surf to heal him so I can do it again.
Don't kill them. They might be
I'm not
worth
killing him, I'm maiming.
something to the guard, you know?
Train snacks escape me once again.
Pat Zerth on the back and say, "Sometime, one day."
One day. He looks lonely at one of the guys.
I'll just pull my thumb claws up and out and I'll be like, "Hey, Surf, make sure he doesn't bleed out."
He'll lean close to him and be like, "Don't worry, I'm a doctor."
He can't see the toothy grin you have right now.
I can fix
Oh,
that.
thank goodness! A normal's not scary doctor.
Just feels a clawed hand on it.
Slowly drag him down the
Bigger
hallway.
Bigger than his head.
By the way, the all the workers who are currently enjoying a nice meal are currently kind of grouped up on one side of the room, with some of the tables flipped over to act as barricades. Since literally the door is locked, they cannot get out.
They're probably safer in here than
Oh,
outside.
well, now that we've soundly beat them but haven't
Mhm.
killed them, I'm gonna go over, unlock the door, and I turn to them and say, "Sorry, you guys had to see that." Oh, and I'm
So-
still holding the leader guy aloft.
Okay, yeah, some of the guys are like, yeah, we kind of had a bet on exactly how long it would take.
Oh, how'd it turn out?
Everybody lost because none of us had thought it would happen within the first hour.
Hour, Dova?
Yeah. As
Oh,
far as
oh,
like
how long-
dinner
how long-
service.
Oh, how long it would take till I got here?
Yeah.
Oh, Yark's gonna say this too. Oh, you meant how long it'd take them to get here. I thought you meant how long the fight would last.
No. We kind of heard about you guys, and unless they came with some serious muscle, I don't think any of us had any doubts.
Oh, I'm sure they thought that was serious muscle.
At
And Citadel
first,
just
yeah,
casually kicks one of them.
Yeah, I mean,
You
at
have to try
first,
harder.
we're just. How about we wait outside? Actually, well,
Good idea. Go get the guards.
thanks for the meal. Appreciate it. I think we are going to. Just gonna go.
I'm glad
Why
you
don't
guys
you go
enjoyed
get
it.
the guards?
It was a pleasure. Yeah. Pleasure doing business. Pleasure working on it. And thanks for the meal.
Come back soon.
They give a pleasant wave as they kind of filter out. Some of them taking a piece of the pound cake and as they're kind of finishing it out outside. But you guys now have the reign of the place. Can I get
Continue.
Can I get a perception check from all of you? This is based on vision.
Oh, nope, that's persuasion because I can't read right now.
So, Yark and Zerth, you'd see as one of the, actually two of the thugs are trying to blend into the crowd as they make their way out. They manage to limp to their feet and are trying to sneak in, kind of filtering out.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
This
and
is where
grab.
Yark gets a wooden spoon and just paddles them as he throws them.
Oh
at-
no, I'm letting them leave regardless. I'm not trying to keep them all in here. That's why I unlocked the door. It's just the main guy I'm holding for a second.
Zerf was gonna go up to him and whisper, "Make sure you leave a good review."
You hear him kind of whisper, "Scheiße," as he stops for a moment, thinking that you're going to grab him before weaseling his way out.
I know where you live. He waves.
He's
Oh.
gone.
Also, Dove, I sent you a reference.
I did. I saw that. I knew
Yeah.
what you were saying as soon as you said eyes. I was like, oh, all right.
That's why I put mountain in quotes.
Okay, so this guy that I still have here, I guess pretty much all his thugs are almost gone. I'm gonna take out a piece of paper and say, "Well, it was great having you, but like I said, please come back when we're actually open." And I'm gonna write on it. I'll say, "And your
And your bill
I
comes to.
no, I say, and you will always be welcome at the Kingly Kobold." And I'm gonna write
Oh.
Kingly Kobold in fancy script and hand him my quote-unquote business card.
And then you brand their face with a hot spork.
He gingerly takes it.
And-
His hand still kind of held up. Clearly, he is 100% utterly lost.
And with a flick of my finger, I'm gonna toss him out and close the door.
All right, you can see his leg catches the side of it as he like tumbles for a sec before coming to rest against one of the guardrails. Before just kind of the abyss after that, leading downwards quite a bit. But
Well,
he
obviously,
gets to his feet, limps a bit, and then scampers away.
You should have pinned the sign to him with a fork.
Now hold on. I'm trying. As a restaurant owner, you cannot burn bridges because burn bridges means less customers.
Well, this early anyway. And
This early,
he'll pat Yark on the top of the head.
yeah. All right, and then he takes out a mop and says, "This has already turned out to be a lot more fun than I thought it would be." And I'm gonna start cleaning up, Dova.
All right.
Mending, mopping, whatever needs to be done.
All
Mop
right.
mending.
Oh, the mop broke too.
Oh no, mending them up.
It's like,
Immunity.
hey, I kept good to my promise. There's not a lot of blood. It's just mostly on Rosalind's hands.
I'm gonna give her a rag and a smaller mop.
It's a mop, but some of the handles broke off, so it's shortened now.
I'm gonna make them all help clean up since some of the blood is definitely from them too.
Yeah.
It was just a tiny bit, okay? It's not like that one guy she ripped in half and that last inn they were.
I don't know
Was
what you're
that?
talking about.
It was one of the assassins sent after Sinnoh.
Right.
Oh, right. I
That
remember
guy-
that.
that
You,
guy got torn in
you
half.
remember I
Yeah.
specifically asked to glory kill him, like one of the imp glory kills in Doom.
Yeah. He.
Oh yeah.
That was when you guys got poison gassed. I remember
Oh
that
yeah,
now.
and I'm mopping up, but I also take out the platter cheese and crackers that I had for snacks.
Hmm.
Some slices of pepperoni.
All right.
Zerf would just kind of passively heal anybody, and
I don't think anyone really needed it, but Yark appreciates it regardless.
Mhm.
for flavor text than actual probably physical damage.
Oh, and once all this is said and done, he's gonna work on making the sign, the kingly kobold. It'll be a caricature of like a kobold profile with a crown on it.
All right. Like the little lizard with a big old crown.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Also, I'm sure the blood just matures the wood. Like
Yeah, but I don't
Indeed,
want
like-
I don't want it to stain it. I don't like red too much.
That's why you invest in Darkwood.
yeah.
Look, man, it costs a lot just to get this place standing.
You look to the
I
floor.
mean, I already offered you a
Nice
substantial
targeting.
loan.
Yeah, but I don't want to use it for that. We'll worry about what color wood the floor is once we're actually successful and can afford to do renovations.
Hmm.
Zerf would like to talk to Rosalind and Dusty at some point.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I'm enamored with Steam Raiders at the moment. Sim's mage doesn't have the best spell. He's throwing bolts of lightning instead of a fireball.
That's a point.
Technically, that lightning bolt explodes into fire when it hits.
Not good enough.
Fire needs to explode into fire. But yeah, Zerf would probably pull him off to the side in a room privately so he can have a conversation with him.
Oh boy.
And once he gets there, he'll close the door and just like. Have you ever just seen like that old man sit down where you can literally see the energy just drain out of him?
I have. I've had a grandfather.
Yep, he just does
No,
that
I
when
have a grandfather.
This is where
He
the
is
chair turns
just
out to
like
be
that.
the mimic the whole time.
And now it's time to try something.
Zerf may not have coffee much longer if that was the case. And he'll just sigh heavily and just goes. So, I assume she was the one that caused the issue.
Yes. However, it was not unexpected. Not to me, anyway.
He'll look to Rosalind and says, "You must have made her super jealous." As he tries to do like a tired grin.
I was almost ready to rip out our son's eye and find out if I could get to the Fury that way.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad or anything. I did that. I mean, I did it myself.
It took me out of nowhere. One moment, Dusty was asking to speak to me. The next moment, the arm was around my throat. I don't know how much he was conscious for.
Yeah, I kinda saw that. She has a way of control that's domineering.
I'll just look Dusty straight in the eyes. You know, if I was in her position, I would never do that to you. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Little question about that one.
You know, our Ghost Friend had a few things to say on the situation earlier. And I said I don't know how to act with the way things are now.
Oh.
But, you know, I never want to ever act like that, and I'll, well, you know exactly what you mean. Sooner or later, we're going to have to solve this issue for good. And we're going to start by removing her influence on you.
And there's just
how does one exercise a god, though?
I assume it's like any other exorcism, just more oomph. So, knowing her, she's probably not too far away listening in. I have been with her for a very, very long time.
If she were listening in, she's obviously scared, considering, you know, the attack.
The fact that you, and he looks at Dusty, drove her away. Impressive.
I mean, she's entirely arcane, but I am a monk. I got ki. It's a different life, it's a different energy, and it comes from me. No distance attack is gonna hold me for long.
Well, I mean,
So long as that keeps working.
And you, and I would more say it was your willpower, because you could look at ki as like your body's willpower made manifest. Because as we saw with the ancient device, the relic, whatever it was called, you have quite the willpower in you to keep going, even at the loss of your arm.
Well,
But yeah, so Zerf, your task, your mission, if you want to call it that, for me anyway, is you're gonna look for a way to exercise the fury from our son.
He'll kneel down and just kind of do that cleric bow thing, and just goes, "It would be my utmost priority. We will get this Cayman family stronger than any outside deity. Well, granted, we have our own deity ourselves." And smiles to Rosalind. Say we show her what we're made of.
Yes. Let's.
Oh, and then Zerg would probably yell, like, open the door, stick his newt out, and go and yell to Sinnoh and Yark, "Hey, do you want to kick a god's ass?"
I can't particularly say I do.
Like your god, or do I need to get that pamphlet out again? Because, like, I saw one that seemed pretty easy.
Always keep the pamphlet, Yark. It's important reading.
Because a few sessions ago, the two of us were like, you know, they have a god they're kind of trying to kill. Do we need to pick out a god that we need to fight
Yeah.
at one point?
Zerf would also yell to Sinnoh, "Sinnoh, you owe me for butt arrows."
You still have. There is no proof that those came from me. And either way,
collect.
I'm not sure those are quite worth taking on a god.
The ghost saw you do it.
Fine.
Look, we got our own mini army. I know DeSoto's happy for it. Ain't that right, boy?
He would probably just look at me, look at you, look at me, and shake his head.
Look, he's all for it.
Yep, all for it.
Dusty, please observe the message I sent.
Ah,
Dusty will now disregard the message you sent.
All right.
This is not the Dusty you're looking for.
You look behind you and see Dusty kind of stumble for a moment, bracing himself against the wall. You see his eyes glow red for a moment before he blinks a few times, grimacing as it returns back to its normal sort of dull, bloodshot red.
We're coming.
I'm gonna grab Dusty by the shoulder. You all right?
I think she had something to say, but I don't want to be a mouthpiece right now.
I'm pretty sure I had an idea of how it would have went.
Good. She has no place in our lives except for the what we've dealt with.
And Dusty, if
Yeah.
anything strange happens, let me or your mother know.
Okay.
We can't do this alone. Not
So
anymore.
how do we start this? Do we like go gatecrash her temple, or
Does she have a temple?
I know a few of her followers. They're a little
yes.
bit more strange than I was. But screw it. We have no connection anymore. We can kick some doors down. We had a mutual understanding back in the day, but that is no longer part of it.
I wonder if she'll get mad at me for being ungrateful, but I wasn't even grateful when she offered it. So,
technically speaking, she held you at like it was effectively she healed you at knife point.
yeah, I was about to tell her no anyway, really.
I've been there, done that.
But she kept like asking and asking, and I thought she was cutely pathetic, sort of.
How she get ya?
I really should have done that.
Her gifts come at a great price. So now we got 2 people on the shit list now. But whichever one we pick, we'll hit them hard and hit them fast.
All right. So, is there anything specific that anyone else would like to do?
Sinnoh will bury his woes over having to take on a god in a nice slice of the pound cake.
And I refill his
I'm
mug.
I'm
Nice
sad I have
god.
to fight a god. I want to eat now.
But imagine what sort of treasure hoard a god would have.
Say, oh, try dipping it in there. It's pretty good.
Also, if you help us do this, I'll treat you to a year's worth of egg.
Years worth of what?
Year's worth of eggs.
Why would
Wait,
it?
hold on.
He's a
question,
Martin.
Question.
He's a Martin.
Yes, but why
don't
would
we ha-
she have a treasure hoard of just eggs?
No.
I said I'd give you a year's worth of eggs, meaning I'd buy them.
Oh, okay.
Also, don't
He
we,
perks right
don't we
back up.
own chickens?
Yeah, we do.
Is there a
Those
just-
are a year's
I
supply
just
of
buy-
eggs.
is there a no Sinnoh allowed sign on the chicken coop?
Yes.
Even
it's just
still,
a silhouette of a Martin with a red line for.
even still, the chickens do not seem to lay as many eggs by about half of what they really should be.
Someone keeps scaring them at night.
No, he's
Dark foxes again.
he's insinuating that he's taking half the eggs without you guys knowing.
He's very good at it.
He's very good at
Darn
it.
foxes. Inun says, "Hey,
Where'd he come from? He's gone
No.
already.
The fox would take the chicken.
The chickens.
But
Oh,
Marvin
God, we
just
have
wants
both
the
of them.
eggs.
We are the worst for farm animal raising.
No, but we have a werecat guarding them, so I think we're fine.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I'd just buy more chickens. That's how I get a year's supply.
Yark.
Hello.
You guys are starting to kind of wind down and starting to relax. Yark, you're doing a little bit of maintenance on your various magic items and all your various gadgets and gizmos, and you're kind of working through the bag of holding. All right, done with that. Check on the boat real quick. All right, legs are good. Legs. Bring the
Wait
boat
a
back out.
The
Looking at
floatable
it-
boat?
Yeah. You're looking at it in its little tiny box shape, and you can see folded up, kind of curled up against the sides, are flat. It's the same sort of wooden material that the boat is made out of, but they look like almost like insectoid legs on the bottom.
I'm gonna unfold it into a small canoe.
All right. Unfolding into a small canoe, it kind of onto the floor that you all kind of hear from downstairs. Before it kind of, as it's settling, it does a little bit of a rock, but then it kind of rocks to the other side before, with the sound of like laminated wood separating from itself, like that, kind of unpeels itself, and you find that it's kind of scuttles to its feet on 8 little wooden legs.
Ooh, that's kind of horrifying, but I kind of like it.
you deeply deserve me, but I find myself intrigued."
Looks very much like a sort of a crab's legs, as far as shape goes.
That makes sense how they fold into the boat like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you part crab, Dova?
Maybe.
Everything's got to be crabs with you.
Yo, everything eventually evolves into crabs. Haven't you heard of that?
Oh my god, we fought a mountain crab. We came across the wandering crab. My boat's a crab.
Everything evolves into crabs.
All I hear in the background is do 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 do.
Carcinization. That's a real word. All crustaceans eventually evolve into a crab-like form from a non-crab-like form. Carcinization.
I learned that word today, actually. It was a
One
meme I
of the
saw.
many attempts of nature to evolve a crab. It's the
I'm
most efficient shape. Let's be real here.
I
We're not
look at
doing
it and say, I'm gonna pretend I did this. It taps his head and says, it makes it a little easier on the old noggin.
I'm going to
It's
pretend
easy
this is
to
my
understand.
handiwork.
Exactly.
You guys see what I put it in Eberron chat?
I did not.
I did not.
Derivative. Derivative. Now that I love. Alright, so. Night eventually comes. As I assume you guys head into the manor to pass the night.
Yep.
Dusty.
You know what? I'm gonna leave Gar and Mir at the tavern. So keep watch and guard it
Alright.
while I go back.
Smart. Dusty.
Yes,
In the middle of the night, where exactly do you sleep? I think you were sleeping in the rafters in one of the rooms, correct?
that is
My
correct.
hamster is getting antsy. If we
Alright.
be adventurers, let us adventure.
So, as you're sleeping, you find yourself slowly kind of drifting awake, and for no reason that you can really ascertain, for a few moments, your heart's racing. I mean, you're currently kind of hanging upside down from the rafters.
Oh, archery. Dusty found magic stone.
You look to either side, and as you look to the left, you see standing upside down on one of the rafters. So their feet, they're in the same orientation, but they're just standing on the rafters beside you. You'd
Red
almost
friend or Fury?
Fury.
Oh, hi.
This is the first time you've even felt their influence inside the villa, inside this extra-dimensional space. But you can hear as their feet gently press against the wood next to you. As they say, I'm tired of being easy on you.
Zerd said no to you. I say no to you. You negotiated with me. And I said this would be a partnership at most.
Hmm.
I will slit my own throat tonight to stop you from using me.
And I will raise you with a nice looking scar across it. Your key can only protect you for so long before I figure out a way around it.
So then,
Touch!
Mind your manners.
mind yours. This is my house.
No.
Yes.
I think, in due time, I think I'll make this my house. My own fortress. Alone and safe.
Should I just ask Rosalind to undo the pact again? She already took one of your boys.
I don't believe you have the power to do that.
Oh, not me. Her.
Oh no, I I let go of Zerth, which was a mistake on my part, I admit.
You're making a lot of those
Now-
lately.
I suppose over time, some mortals make them sometimes. Inevitably. Regardless, I'm not going to let go of you. You're going to be my periscope into this pleasant little paradise. I suppose you may act as you may.
Just tell me what you want. I don't like you, but I don't like other people.
She leans down slowly, and with your darkness adjusted eyes, you actually, for the first time, are able to see her face. As some of the moonlight kind of streaming in through one of the windows illuminates her face, and you see immediately something that almost instantly reminds you of a desiccated corpse, as little red pinpricks almost bear into your eyebrow, as these little red pinpricks of light inside just completely empty dark eye sockets. Her nose gone, replaced by a hole in her skull, and where her lips would be are nothing, as bared gums drawn tight against yellowed, aged teeth will nearly touch you. As she leans down and says, "Do what you will. There's no stopping it. I will have your mother's soul."
Are there no other pieces you could be contending yourself with in the
You
meantime?
fall unconscious. As the rest of you might be aware of a very distinct and heavy thump from Dusty's room as he falls from the rafters, just
Actually-
slamming into the hardwood floors.
If I may.
Yeah.
Bats actually, they're for this specific reason, their claws are closed by default, and they actually have to use force to open them so that they can sleep upside down while unconscious.
That's crazy.
Isn't it though?
Yeah. That doesn't help Dusty at all, though.
Oh well, I
Right.
tried. I tried, Dusty. I did my best.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I will have to deny that influence, since I think at this point we will be ending for the night.
I mean, unless everyone else wants to continue.
I got work early in the morning.
Darn it.
Shoulder bash through door.
You, Dusty, you're kind of rubbing your head as you hear a. As Rosalind, you go,
What?
fucking get that shit. And then,
What?
and then you slam the door open. The lock just goes flying. As you take, it takes a few tries for you to get you actually get in, but you bust in the door and you see Dusty kind of splayed out on the ground.
Boy, it's hard to be a door in this house.
I'm gonna pick Dusty up.
Hello.
Are you
It's me.
okay? I'm shaking him. Are you okay?
Yes, she talked to me in a different form now.
Art.
I think she's smitten, and I'm
Okay.
very scared.
You're sleeping with us tonight, and I'm gonna drag him out the door.
Okay. Wait, that may not be a good idea. She wants to kill you. Wait, that won't stop you.
I'm gonna drag him into our bedroom. Then I'm gonna kick her.
Oh, In the rib.
Why?
Didn't even wake up, Zerth. Not well. I mean, you woke up after getting elbowed, but
Your son is being haunted by the Fury. Fucking protect him for the night, and I'm gonna slam Dusty onto his shoulder.
She can't let things go.
All
Like
right.
the old days.
Well, I suppose we are finished for the evening. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Echoes of Eberron Dungeons and Dragons. I will be back tomorrow. I believe it is a skip week for Tales of Miraleth.
That is correct.
All right, so tomorrow I will be back with Variety Gaming. I'll figure out what I'm going to actually stream tomorrow. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of all of you that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you guys. I really cannot do so without your support. Please consider supporting the Patreon over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. You can help out and make sure the channel keeps going over there. You can also support the channel by sharing it. Share it with your friends, share it on Twitter, so on and so forth. Come back to the other streams. We've got a lot of great content here, not just this game. So do come check out the others as well. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye, everyone.
bye.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye!
Yeah, all right, that's it. I'm
Bye-bye.
casting the power word kill.
Yep, Mickey has less than 100 hit points.
Yeah, Mickey has less than 100 hit points. Goodbye.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye. Death.